Yo, what's up guys, Atlas here with the first episode or first match of the Retro Cup. So in this battle we got Disaster Dragon up against Six Samurai. So before jumping into the actual battle I will be going over the decks for a second. So this here is Disaster Dragon. I honestly don't know why it's called Disaster Dragon. If anyone knows, feel free to tell me. Anyways, the biggest ace card of this deck is the triple Red Eyes Dark Metal Dragon before Errata. Now, especially back then, pre-Errata didn't really matter. There's the single monster reborn that could theoretically abuse it, but yeah. The idea is simple. You can special summon this by banishing one phase of Dragon type monster control, and then special summon a dragon from your hand or graveyard once per turn. Now, not being hard once per turn means you can have multiple copies on the field and just totally snowball out of control. It's a 2800 attack, which is somewhat... it's not that easy to get over. Now, keep in mind in the future that there's this card called Red Eyes Wyvern, which in the end phase, if you did a normal summon or set the turn, you can banish it from your graveyard, target the Red Eyes monster, Dark the Metal, in your grave, and special summon it. So this deck has quite a grind game with a combination of Wyvern and Metal Dragon. Future Fusion has a target called Five-Headed Dragon. 5 dragon monsters pre-Errata, so it instantly basically is a foolish burial for 5 dragons. Ridiculous when combined with Red Eyes Dark Metal Dragon. There's also the Kokimare Drago, one of the ace monsters of the deck as well. Neither player can special summon Light the Darks. Very devastating against certain decks, so like Six Samurai will struggle against this. In general, a very strong list, and this can also in fact bring back Synchro monsters, Synchro Dragons, those are just also Synchros. In general, very strong deck. Don't sleep on this deck, I can tell you that much. Of course, the other contender, who doesn't know it, Six Samurai, triple gateway version, double Shi, and this is before Xyz era, so the ability to summon multiple Kizans isn't as broken as it is nowadays, or in Xyz era, but it's still a pretty strong deck, nonetheless. Gateway, very devastating card, but if the deck doesn't draw the Gateway, it kinda is still a strong deck, you know, but not as insane as Six Samurai with Gateway. Basically, the strength of this deck depends on your ability to draw a Gateway. Nowadays you can search it, back then you just had to hard draw it. So yeah, interesting matchup. Six Samurai is definitely one of the 200 favorites together with Black Wings. But yeah, this could be anyone's game. You never know in such a tournament. So, first round, you got Disaster Dragon against Six Samurai. Disaster Dragon starts. Sets up the Delta Flyer, which doesn't do much. Book of Moon and 2 bottomless, so it's going to be hard to play through for the Six Samurai player. Gageki tries to get the hand. Now, priority exists, so this can be used before it gets bottomless. But still, gets 2 draws. Sets up nice double Solemn Warning and double-edged sword. Draws another United. Now, if Six Samurai player is able to get like another Six Samurai, that means another 2 draws. And that probably means the deck is easily able to draw into something like their something like back row removal, you know. And then second, he decides to set it. Respectable. Giant Grenade though, that's very devastating. I wonder why... okay, makes sense. You just want to go all out to prevent something like Solemn from hitting the Stardust. Now it's kind of difficult to get rid of Stardust Dragon back then. I mean, you need to summon a stronger monster and get over it. So like a Dark Hole will not work as it just gets negated. Which puts the Dragon, Disaster Dragon in quite a powerful position. Now this does really help. Double-edged sword technique to bait out any negates. Sadly he has the 7 tools of the Bandit, specifically negating it. And now we just get Book of Moon, and yeah, I mean, what can you do, right? At this point you're just gonna get run over. Which is indeed the case. And that's first game to Disaster Dragon. Would have seen that one coming. So this time Six Samurai gets to go first, but it does really open that well. Double United though, if this goes towards a grind game, it's heavily Six Samurai focused. If he's able to summon another Six Samurai, that's 4 draws, and that's a lot. But yeah, Blind MST gets the sword technique, not really that strong. But yeah, the Dark Metal Dragon is now up. Lost Dragon into the Delta Flyer, meaning Synchros are definitely now a possibility. Making the count game even tougher for the other player, but yeah. Monster Reborn on the Red Eyes must be nice. Now you can just start going off. And that's game. Pretty quick game 2 from Disaster Dragon. So Six Samurai gets to start again. Opt to start again. Really, really solid opening. This does mean you get Xian. And with double edge sword technique coming up, pretty hard to beat. Now if you want to destroy the Xian, it can just sacrifice the key zone. It's kind of a difficult board to break. Double edge sword technique, very, very devastating. Solemn Warning is a counter trap, however, which... Okay, I need to pause for a second. So, Xian can't negate counter traps, for those that aren't aware of spell speeds and stuff. Monster effects cannot negate counter traps, so he decides to go for the Solemn Warning. But then some other players like, nope, Musakadi Magatama. But then the Disaster Dragon is like, nope, Solemn Judgment. So, big chain reaction here. Bottomless, but yeah, that's not gonna work. Second bottomless will work. Now, this might sound like a weird investing 2 bottomless into that. But otherwise, you would have lost for sure at this point. But yeah, he still loses anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Someone takes a game. So, Disaster Dragon gets to go first, and what a disaster. Haha, get it? He opens the Future Fusion, and that's... And he already has a Doctor's Battle Dragon in the hand. Yeah, good luck with that on 6 Samurai. Xian isn't gonna do much at this point. What if you will go for the Xian? Nope, Solemn Judgment. Can't even normal summon. The back row gets sniped, and there's nothing the 6 Samurai player can do. No hand traps. Top decks, another Darkness Metal Dragon, and this is just brutality. Stop Disaster Dragon. 6 Samurai is already dead. I mean, at this point, that's ridiculous, right? Now, this prevents any Dark Mons from being special summoned, so even if you had Tragodia, you couldn't have summoned it. And that's a clean sweep. That's a pretty fast 3-1 by Disaster Dragon. So yeah, I don't think there's definitely any specific errors with 6 Samurai, the 6 Samurai list or anything. It's just either an unfortunate matchup or he got very unlucky. For Disaster Dragon, what a strong deck. What a hard hitting deck. It hits like a truck. It doesn't even need to synchro summon. It's gonna be very hard for decks to get through this deck. Before going into the tournament, I didn't even know what Disaster Dragon was, but wow, what a deck, right? I mean, the triple Darkness Metal Dragon, such a disgusting play, that's just not fair for the opponent to deal with. I mean, how does one even beat a deck like this, right? Even something like Gold Wave doesn't help either. Gold Shark to search a Future Fusion, I mean... This deck can OTK you, but it can also just outgrind you, so yeah. 6 Samurai moves on to the losers bracket. This is a double elimination tournament after all. Disaster Dragon takes the first match with a 3-1. Against one of the tournament favorites. This is definitely an upset from Disaster Dragon. I didn't expect this. Maybe some fans of Disaster Dragon that knew the deck knew this was coming, but I definitely didn't. What an exciting start for the tournament, for the Retro Cup, and I'm curious to see what the next matchup has is up for us. What's the next matchup anyway? I kind of forgot. I should be announcing this. Whoops. I'm looking it up at the moment. Scuffed Retro Cup, I know. My bad, dudes. Next one is Teledad against Twilight. So Twilight is like a Gale's Lightsworn variant. Teledad, well, who doesn't really know Teledad? Emotion Teleport, Dark Arm Dragon Turbo. I mean, such an iconic deck from the early 5Ds era. Yeah, most people are probably going to be in favor of Teledad, but maybe Twilight can pull off an upset. I don't know. We'll see that in the next match. For anyone wondering, why am I talking so long after the match? Just make sure you can just see based on the video length when the video is over. Plus, if you just want to watch the next match, you can just easily do so. I just hope you guys liked the video. I hope you guys like my approach to this whole Retro Cup thing, commentating thing. I'll see you guys in the next one. Atlas signing out.